for families and children. If you can hear me, shout yay. I want to say thank you to Elle and TK and everybody who put this together to bring us out here for Parents' Day and talk about what's going on with our children with the government. I'm from Philadelphia. I'm talking about kids in Philadelphia. Families have taken a new turn in the United States are now saying enough to Child Protective Services, courts, lawyers, judges who are destroying the American family. When a family finds their lives devastated by entities privately contracted through our government, CPS, all too often they have nowhere to turn. Families in every state are now joining together to tell political elected officials, we want change for our children. This has got to stop. Our children are being abused in every state, killed, tortured, beaten for incentive bonuses and federal funding. My story and thousands about Department of Human Services in our state and CPS around the world and what they have done to destroy our children. DHS has taken thousands upon thousands of children away from their parents for untrue allegations without properly investigating it. Families are not told all their legal rights they have by attorneys, courts, judges, or Child Protective Services. Not even given any written information. Families are refused to have advocate in a courtroom. Parents are forced to stand alone to have agencies act against them for false accusations, especially if the parent is a victim of domestic violence. I'm here to tell you I'm a victim of domestic violence. I did everything to get my children away from their abuser. That I never lived with this man. He was my children's father, and on visits he tried to strangle my daughter. He failed drug tests in the courtroom. Child Protective Services took him away from me because I tried to protect my kids. In a court of law, if you are a victim of domestic violence, you will lose your children if you try to protect them. If you don't protect them, you will lose your children. My abuser and my children's abuser has custody of my kids as of last year. I lost my children 3 years ago. This man failed drug tests in a court of law, was recognized by the judge, but he got my kids unsupervised. I got supervision for 3 years now, and I don't do drugs. I passed every test. Visitation in the courtroom is not being followed as court order. Child Protective Services spends a lot of money having families go to mental health, drug and alcohol treatment, anger management, parenting classes, bonding evaluations. Even if you don't need these services, they make you go. And some of them make you pay for it yourself. Yet they do not follow the recommendations given by these agencies. So why spend the money? They get billions to take children away from their families. CPS is too quick to place children up for adoption for financial gain of federal funding. Instead of having children remain with the family to learn about their ethnic, culture, religious heritage, to be loved by their family, they don't just lose one part of their family, they lose all their family. We need to change the laws. We need to stop Child Protective Services from making a profit by selling our children. The biggest abuse to our children is Child Protective Services, not the parents, not anybody else, but the government and Child Protective Services. They are the ones that are killing our children. The interference of life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness is, and if you study the documents that this government back here has established, and that every politician who is voted into office and is sworn to protect, is the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. And they swear this on the Bible. Where is this now, our constitutional rights? Where is our children's God-given rights? Rather than helping families, government agencies have used unconstitutional laws and false accusations in juvenile court to rip children away from their loving families. Families' rights are God-given rights, and they should not be violated in any way for financial gain. Every moment these loving parents and children spend separated from one another is a torment beyond what anyone should ever have to bear, especially our children. I read on the website a few days ago, I was looking for all the children's names that have been killed under the watch of Child Protective Services. A number came up online of 29,973 children. I spent 4 weeks going through pictures, looking at these children's pictures, and if you can see these boards over here of some of the children. It is devastating. These children are getting doused in hot water, scalded, burned, tortured, raped, beaten. Unimaginable torture these children are going through for government incentives. I'll tell you what, if one of our senators or our president or somebody else in Congress had this happen to it, I swear they would be standing right here beside all of us fighting. But it hasn't happened to them. They're the ones that are federally funding the Child Protective Services to take our kids, to kill our kids, to torture our kids, to rape our kids, to mentally and physically destroy our precious children. This has got to stop. When injustice becomes law, action is mandatory. That's why we are all here, to protect our children from this. Children have guaranteed rights by the 1959 UN Declaration of Rights of Children, under the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. All of these children's rights are violated in the court of law and parents. Well, I have been fighting for 3 years for my children. I am not listened to. I have evidence. I'm in federal court. I am suing every one of them. I do protests. I have done speak outs, and so has numerous other families all over the world. Philadelphia gets $900 million a year to take our children for no reason. If you were an abuser, then you deserve to get your children taken. I was not an abuser. I was a loving mom who raised her kids under God. And for that, my children were taken. A lot of our children are taken for no reason but incentive bonuses. This has got to stop. They get billions of dollars of taxpayers' money to do so. They are never held accountable when our children are left without help and they take them. They are physically, mentally, brokenly, severely degraded and killed for financial incentive bonuses. I love my children with all my heart. I would do anything for my babies. And for that, I lost my kids to the abuser. There are families. There's a father in Philadelphia. His name's Brian Jones. He's been fighting for years and years. His stepdaughter was raped at 9 years old. She got pregnant at 9 years old. This is what happens to our children at 9 years old. His grandparents, the Claytons, been fighting for almost 3 years for the grandchild. They can't get their grandchild because they won't become a foster parent, so they can get their incentive bonuses. This is happening everywhere and it must stop. Our children, our precious children, are being killed. Anybody who sees this and watching it, and I hope President is listening to this, we have to stop this. We are here to protect our children. We are not going to take it anymore. We will get our kids back. We will change the laws. You will hear us. The parents, the grandparents, the aunts, the uncles. Our children are our love, our life. You stole them from us. We will get them back. Hear us now, the parents. I, Deborah Young, Justice for Families and Children, and every parent that is fighting out there will never, ever give up on our children. Thank you very much. God bless everybody. And keep fighting for your children.
This guy who works for